So very nice to meet you. My name is Jacalyn Chapman. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. I work at Salesforce. I lead a team called Employee Advocacy and Belonging, and I have the pleasure of helping individuals from our underrepresented groups to navigate careers and belonging at Salesforce. I have been at Salesforce for 11 years. When you reach 10 years, it's a big deal. So I'm kind of a big deal that I'm almost 11 years. And I really started in the company in our customer scale and growth organization, working directly with our customers. I spent the majority of my time in our strategy and innovation teams working with our customers for their digital transformation. And in the last almost 2 years, I've had the pleasure of leading our employee advocacy and belonging team, which is a part of our employee success organization. So over those 11 years, I have had the pleasure of being in different parts of the organization, distribution, ES, and engaging with both our employees and our customers. So one of the things I find most exciting about my work is it's greenfield. So there's this emerging field of belonging that my team lives in and thrives in. We're creating new things for Salesforce based on what the data from our signature program tells us. So I am excited about the fact that we're in a new space and really doubling down in this emerging field of belonging. I would describe Salesforce's culture as dynamic. There's this thing that I call radical transparency. So people feel very empowered and are empowered to share their perspective, to share their ideas. Our culture is one that cares for its people. It is one of the things that keeps me here personally. We show up for our coworkers in a way that I've never seen before. And our culture is changing, right? We are now in this success from anywhere hybrid work environment where we're not all in the office, we're sometimes in the office. So building community in this environment and redefining and defining culture in this environment has been an interesting challenge. So our culture is ever changing, it's evolving is probably the better way to say it, but there are some things that are hallmarks of our culture. So caring about others, freedom to kind of share, and I think it's really a driver of innovation for us. The executives at Salesforce, I find them to be dynamic and different. So in a typical tech company, you have a prototype, and I think our executives don't exist in that way. I'd say they're a cast of characters in the best way. You have individuals who are visionary, you have individuals who are progressive, but most of all, you have executives that are human. And I love when we get the opportunities to see the human side of our executives because it creates a relatability that you don't usually see in the hierarchy. You know, our chief people officer is one of my favorite executives, and he shares lots of things around his family and the fact that he has 9 grandchildren, and you don't really get that human element often at work. So it's one of the things that I love about our executive team. So the benefits that Salesforce has around managing work-life balance really goes down to your individual team. We decide together what that looks like in terms of how we work, when we work, what our needs are for boundaries. There's great benefits that the company has for parents, for adoption, for leaves, if you get COVID, all of those things exist. Wellness benefit, thank you for the Peloton bike, Salesforce. But I think that balance really comes from the boundaries that you set, you establish for yourself as an individual, and that you set with your manager and team. The advice that I would give other women who would be interested in roles in Salesforce is just to do your research. Understand not only the team that you're working with, but the culture that they might have. Identify the value that you'll bring to the organization, because that will make the work that you do fun. I want you to be excited about coming to work and the work that you do, as well as the people who you work with. So I would invite you all to find a role on Salesforce or on Fairy God Boss.